Greetings! Welcome to the Touhou Trivia series where I go over 10 facts about the Touhou games you may or may not have known. Do note that not everything included in this list is a glitch or a bug. Also note that this list isn't ordered in a worst to best fashion, but rather in an assorted manner. That being said, this video is going to be a bit of a special ordeal. I brought along 9 other guests to help me name these trivias. I thought it would be a fun way to spice things up. So, without further ado, let's roll!
In UFO Stage 2, there is a hidden token near the beginning of the stage. It spawns from a fairy off-screen after the first yin-yang section, but your main shot unfortunately cannot get the token, even with snipey, spread, or homing shots. However, there are 2 ways you can obtain the hidden token, via with a bomb or using a death wave. Getting this token is not recommended for survival, but this is a different case for scoring. Since one of the main components of UFO scoring revolves around picking up tokens during summons, score runners specifically time a bomb on this section to get the token. Youmu-A is the only shot type that cannot get this token with a bomb due to being too narrow and not reaching the off-screen fairy, but she can still use a death wave to get the token. This is still not recommended by normal means, of course.
On the green books before Koakuma, each specific book has its own fixed spawn height. In each instance of playing the books, the only variance in spawn position will be horizontal. The first book will always spawn on the top of the screen, while the second and third one spawn significantly lower. Another noteworthy thing is that the first 3 books have 1000 less HP than the last 3 books.
When playing Youmu in Touhou 17, you normally can't use your slash shots during your Eagle hyper. However, if you're already fully charged and then start your hyper, you can unleash a wave of Yomu's Eagle hyper instead of a slash for approximately 30 frames. If you fire normally once the charge is unleashed, you effectively shoot double hyper waves for a very short amount of time.
There's a boss invincibility bug in Legacy of Lunatic Kingdom. If you play as Raisin and bomb at the very start of a boss's spell card, the boss won't take any damage until you get hit. This is likely an oversight related to the super armor they get at the start of their spells when you try the bomb. This bug can also occur when you get hit in that small time frame while you already have 2 or 3 shields up. Yeah! How's that for some knowledge?!
There are 3 spell cards from the various demo versions of Perfect Cherry Blossom that never made it into the final game. The first one, called Freeze Sign, Freeze Actress, was Chirano's original mid-boss spell. The concept was similar to Frost Columns, except the icicle lanes were much longer and there aren't any stray walls. The next 2 are demo-exclusive mid-boss spells for Alice on easy and normal mode. The first one, called Puppeteer Sign, Marionette Parade, was available in the earliest PCB demo. It was a streaming spell which featured blue circle bullets and kunai. In the later version of the demo, it was replaced by a spell called Puppeteer Sign Manipulate Puppet, which featured dolls firing red and blue scale bullets that bounced off the wall. Both of these spells ended up unused, as in the final version of the game, there was no mid-boss spell on easy and normal.
You may already be familiar with the Shinki death glitch in Mystic Square. Sometimes, at the start of the final boss fight, you will die for seemingly no reason. For many years, no one knew why this strange phenomenon occurred. It was recently discovered that the origin of this bug is in Stage 4. On Yuki and Mai's fight, if you defeat them while the Cheetah lasers are on screen, they will stay in the game's memory and reactivate once you start Shinki's fight. This is because Shinki has an attack which uses the Cheetah lasers. Fortunately, it's easy to avoid this bug once you know the cause. Just make sure you don't shoot during the Cheeto attack.
Being a shmup fan himself, Zou will sometimes play homage to other shmup titles. For example, Yatsuhashi's second spell, Echo Sign Echo Chamber, might be a direct reference to an attack from DoDon Pachi DaiOuJou. Specifically, it's the final pattern during the Stage 5 boss, Pachi. You can see the resemblance here.
There exists an item cap which is very noticeable in the earlier Windows games. A good example of this is in Imperishable Night Stage 5. While fighting Tay's mid-boss, if you cancel her second non-spell with too many bullets on screen, the large amount of time orbs will run the game over the item cap. As a result, the extend won't spawn. This can be quite frustrating, although it doesn't happen very often, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Another good example of this is in Pacholi's spells. On Berrien Lake, if you cancel the spell card when too many bullets and lasers are on screen, you may not receive any point items at all. An even more obvious example of this occurs in her extra spell, Silent Selene.
In Touhou 6, you can skip a spell card by clearing the non-spell on the same frame that the timer runs out. When this happens, you don't get a spell card bonus, but you still get the items that you would get from beating the card. This glitch only happens with spell cards that have a non-spell before them. So sadly, you cannot abuse this to skip your way out of Scarlet Gensokyo or the spell cards that Pachi throws at you at the end of her fight. I wouldn't rely on this glitch to skip spells in the first place, because it is very difficult to pull off on purpose, and it basically only happens by accident to ruin people's scores.
In TD, it's possible to lose 2 power instead of 1 if you die during slowdown, like from defeating Miko on her final spell. It also causes twice the amount of grey spirits to spawn from you. It happens because Zune forgot to adjust the spawning rate to the slowdown. This bug has actually existed since UFO and has persisted ever since.
Alright, and with that, this concludes part 2 of the trivia series. Honestly, this was probably the most fun video I have ever made on this channel. Being able to collaborate with so many people felt awesome, and I want to extend my thanks to everyone who helped out on this. I'm not sure if every trivia video will be a collab or not, and I don't know how many parts this series will actually have, but please leave your feedback in the comments. Did you like the collab format? What did you think about the trivias? How many did you know? And with that, thanks for watching.